Among the many game franchises with their own mythology, The Legend of Zelda stands out as one of the most unique. Nintendo has pulled elements from real-world pantheons and blended them with its own creations to flesh out Hyrule's lore. The result is a wonderful mix of familiar and the unknown, pulling players in. But, being polytheistic, it is also vast, with a multitude of different deities. Some are vital to understanding the franchise's history, while others are only seen or mentioned in passing. Welcome to MojoPlays, and this is the Mythology of Zelda Explained.
Before we begin, we publish new content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
As always, we must start at the beginning. Like in many mythologies and religions, Hyrule was born from all-powerful beings wanting to create where there was once nothing. Din, the goddess of power, Nehru, the goddess of wisdom, and Furor, the goddess of courage, descended from the heavens and created life. Once they were finished, they left behind the Triforce, a powerful artifact said to grant the wish of whomever brings all three pieces together. The place where the Golden Goddesses departed would become known as the Sacred Realm, which housed the Triforce. However, they left it in good hands. As we'd find out in Skyward Sword, the three goddesses left the Triforce's protection to another deity named Hylia. While we don't know exactly what she was the goddess of, or why she didn't play a role in the world's creation, she took her job very seriously. When the demon Demise rose up with an army of monsters, Hylia and her mortal allies were the ones to fight them off. She sent her human subjects skyward, along with the Triforce, to keep it hidden. She also gave up her divinity to be reborn as Zelda, as no god or goddess can use the Triforce. Unfortunately for her and Link, Demise would eventually curse them to forever be reborn and be haunted by his hatred. Din, Nehru, Furor, and Hylia are undeniably the most important divine beings in the series. Although Hylia is a relatively new addition, she's shown to be a prominent figure in Breath of the Wild, where Link can make offerings to her statues. The other three, on the other hand, have returned several times to impact the world they left behind. One of the most famous examples is when they flooded Hyrule to keep Ganon from gaining ultimate power, leading to the world of Wind Waker. In another instance, they sent light spirits to protect the Triforce from dark magic wielders. We've also seen characters and creatures named for them, like the dragons in Skyward Sword and Breath of the Wild, and the oracles in the Game Boy Color duology. However, the extent of their influence and power, and how much they really care for Hyrule, is unclear. They're usually pretty okay with leaving things up to Link. Most Zelda games are disconnected from one another, and so we've gotten a ton of gods, goddesses, and other divine beings and creatures that have only appeared in a single entry. But that doesn't stop them from being ridiculously powerful. In Link's Awakening, players meet the Windfish, who has the power to create an entire world just from its dreams. However, when it wakes, Koholint Island vanishes. Other giant whale deities include Levias of Skyward Sword and Oceus of Phantom Hourglass. The latter two are closer to guardian deities whose actual divine abilities are never fully showcased. In fact, one of the most common godlike archetypes in the series is that of the guardian spirit. Those like the Great Deku Tree or the giants of Majora's Mask, who protect and are revered by their people. Some guardians are closely linked to the goddesses. In Wind Waker, the Deku Tree, Velu, and Jabun are all entrusted with goddess pearls. Of course, for those whose homes lay outside of Hyrule, their connection to the Core Four is unclear. Zelda is further populated with deities who seem interesting, yet have unknown placement in the overall pantheon. In Wind Waker, Link meets frog deities named Cyclos and Zephos, brothers and gods over the wind. One of the newest additions to Zelda lore is Melania of Breath of the Wild, a god that can return Link's horses from the dead. However, even more intriguing than the gods who only appear once are the ones who never appear at all. While the citizens of Termina worship the four giants, a mysterious goddess of time is mentioned by several characters, yet she's never seen, nor is she mentioned anywhere else. Furthermore, the fierce deity inside Link's final mask isn't even given a name, and whatever the hell Majora is kept vague. Fairies are one of the most common recurring figures in various mythologies, and therefore Zelda. Regular fairies, great fairies, even queen fairies show up from time to time. But the one we'd really like to know more about is the Fairy of Winds, whose spirit is trapped inside the boomerang of Twilight Princess. Other cultures outside of Hylians are shown to have their own beliefs. The Gorons in Spirit Tracks, set in New Hyrule, worship an unnamed mountain goddess. However, this new continent also has its own history concerning the Demon Malladus and the Lokomo people, who worship the spirits of good. But even right next door to the kingdom, information on other deities is scarce. In Ocarina of Time, the Gerudo worship a goddess of the sands, although much later in Breath of the Wild, it's a group known as the Seven Heroines who are their protectors. Whether these various deities are also linked to the major ones, or if, like the real world, are just figures of different belief systems, is anybody's guess. The Zelda series has been theorized and speculated on more than most game franchises. That's because Nintendo keeps things purposely vague, giving players just enough to make a game out of piecing things together themselves. Nowhere is that more true than with its mythology. How many times have we been told certain events have all but been lost to history, becoming myth? We'll likely never get clear explanations for some of these figures, but this gives Nintendo the freedom to retcon and introduce new ones. Hylia is now one of the most important figures in Hyrule's history, and she has so far only been mentioned in 2 games. Who knows what other larger-than-life deities await us in the future?
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, there's more where that came from.